Ladies and gentlemen, today a review of F1, directed by Joseph Kosinski and starring Brad Pitt. This movie starts out of the gate and doesn't let go for a while. Seriously, as soon as this movie starts, we are headed for a freight train and it just grabs you. It actually literally quieted down my entire theater. There were some rowdy people in there and it completely shut them down. Brad Pitt obviously always is charismatic and delivers a really good performance as kind of the elder statesman Maverick type of character that steps into this middling F1 team to kind of be the elder statesman and bring a little bit of competition to these younger riders. And then Javier Bardem, playing the guy who kind of like runs and spearheads this team, does a great job of kind of melding together the old and the new, and I really like the way he interacts with Brad Pitt for sure. Joseph Kosinski has kind of turned into this director who does his absolute best to meld action scenes that are unique, fun, and really feel visceral. They actually created new cameras that were able to be put in the cockpit, and it really felt like you were in the action. Just like in Top Gun Maverick, where he actually had the pilots of those jets actually record the interactions with each other inside the cockpit. This action, just like that, is very much inside and very, very visceral. Seriously, if you want to just go watch a movie that is about F1 and is about the races, where you see incredible scenes, incredible crashes, and incredible moments incredible racing moments that are been put to film, this is definitely the movie for you, for sure. I think that the story and plot really is a little bit paint by numbers, and my biggest criticism really is just that you've seen this movie before, and literally there's a lot of parallels to this script to Joseph Kosinski's Top Gun Maverick, which were so blatant that I have to mention it. It's kind of crazy. But I think the execution here is done really well. But I do feel that sometimes the story and plot get a little bit long-winded and kind of come to a screeching halt, and it has to kind of build up again to the point where it felt a little bit too long in the tooth. Like, I do feel that there is kind of a cut of this movie that's about 15 or 30 minutes shorter that I think is a little bit more taut, and just a little bit more visceral and fun, without having kind of like those moments that just completely knock the air out of you, for sure. But other than that, I feel like this movie really does satisfy what it's meant to do. Make you feel for the characters and the ensemble cast here who are trying to do a thing where they're trying to be the best in F1, and you really are living in that world, and the world building really kind of brings you in that. And the dynamic between Brad Pitt and the new racer, where the new racer is kind of this young gung-ho guy who's all about the publicity, and he was trying to do his best to kind of beat Brad Pitt at his own game. And that dynamic is super fun as well. And I feel that there's definitely a lot here that will satisfy anyone wanting to watch just a good visceral racing summer flick, for sure. I just feel that the story is a little bit long in the tooth, for sure. I give F1 a 7 out of 10. A really fun racing movie that just grabs you from the first frame and doesn't let go until it comes to a screeching halt, where Brad Pitt comes in and has to be like the elder statesman and has to kind of bring some spark to life to this middling F1 team. I would say that the plot is a little bit paint by numbers. There's a ton of these movies. In fact, I would say that the director of this movie directed a movie last year, Top Gun Maverick, that is very similar to this in script, for sure. But other than that, if you're looking for a really high-octane fun time at the movies, this is definitely going to satisfy. I do think the movie's a bit too long, and it does come to a screeching halt a couple times, where it has to kind of build its suspense back up a little bit too much for me. I feel that it could have been about 15 to 20 minutes a little shorter and would have been better film, to be honest. But other than that, this is going to satisfy any moviegoers who wants to go watch just a high-octane summer blockbuster, for sure. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it.